Okay, let's move on. We move on to 1 p.m. Eastern. Buffalo Bills 5-2, 2-1 on the road at Jacksonville Jaguars 1-6, 1-3 at home. TIAA Bank Field, Jacksonville, Florida. 64 Fahrenheit, sunny, 11 miles per hour. These Buffalo Bills open up as 14.5-point favorites. Let's move to 14 at a couple dodgy books, but it's 14.5. It's 14.5 and plus 101 at Pinnacle, so we can expect the main books to move it to 14 at some point soon. We have 3,593 tickets in. Of the early tickets, 91% of tickets are on Buffalo. 99% of the cash is on Buffalo. Then from a total scenario, 67% of tickets on the over, 73% of cash on the over. And there's Joshua Kiokanlaya. Joshua, my man, we haven't got to the Niners breakdown yet. And I can't wait till we do. I was, of course, studying and researching for the show, and there's Jimmy G saying, when he threw the ball into the end zone, he's like, I don't know if you know this, Bebsie, but he's saying, oh, my boys. Well, I know you know this part of it, but not the second part of it. But he's saying, the guys I went to college with, where they're sitting in the stands. I hope one of them caught the ball. It was Joshua Kiokanlaya that caught the ball there. He has that Jimmy G ball that he threw into the stands, and
nice.
What a memorable day. That's what makes sports so magical, Josh. You have this moment that you'll remember for the rest of your life, and put a huge smile on our face when we saw the ball. Love you, buddy. Birdie says, I bet Buffalo at minus 14. Bills coming off a 26-11 win at home over the Dolphins. It was just 3-3 at the half. Coming off a bye. I can't give you a statement necessarily of what I think NFL teams do off a bye in the first half. I find it easier to tell you about the CFL because it's such a 9-team league, and they always start slow off the bye. But it's different. They're making way less money, and they don't go on vacation necessarily. Who knows? They have to be firemen for that week. They were off. But in the CFL they always start out so slow. So I chalk up the Bills' slow start to just not being sharp early, a divisional game. They beat the Dolphins for a series record 7th straight time. They outscored them. Well, who cares what they outscored them in all those games? After going 10-19 for 80 yards through Buffalo's first series of the second half, Allen completely took over. 19-23, 169 yards, blew the game wide open. 29-42 for 249 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Ran 8 times for 55 yards, 1 touchdown. Cole Beasley caught 10 passes for 110 yards. Nice to see him step up in a big way. Jordan Poyer all over the field. 10 tackles, 1 interception. He returned for 26 yards. Bills got 2 sacks and 6 quarterback hits. Offensive tackle Spencer Brown, tight end Dawson Knox, defensive tackle Justin Zimmer were all inactive last week. List is questionable to go this week. This is a healthy squad that is primed for a big second half push. One of the easiest bets ever. And it's always so much easier, after the fact, but was the parlay that I put out. And everyone's like, you bet. It's the first parlay I bet in like 2 years, but it was so easy. It was Packers to win the division, Bills to win the division. Jaguars coming off a disappointing 31-7 loss at Seattle off of their bye week. They avoided being shut out, which they would have been shut out for the 4th time in franchise history. Trevor Lawrence to Jamal Agnew with 1:49 left. Thank God for the under. I would have lost my shit watching how bad they played. Trevor Lawrence, 32 of 54 for 238 yards, touchdown and a pick. Dan Arnold led the receivers to 8 catches for 68 yards. They didn't get much from the ground game. James Robinson was got hurt, bruised heel. He's day-to-day. Carlos Hyde, 9 carries for 32 yards, caught 4 passes for 40 yards. Josh Allen was the only defender to impress. 6 tackles, 4 for losses, 2 sacks. This is a pretty healthy team, just 1 game removed from their bye week. I mean, the only person you can really blame for how terrible they looked is probably Urban Meyer. We have Birdie already on the Bills minus 14. Is this the look here, Bebsie? What do you do here?
There's still, at least what I'm looking at, there's still a minus 14 at Bet 365 at minus 110. And I want that, and I'm contemplating the first half. There's a minus 7 available first half for them, and I kind of want a Bills double-up spot here. I'm just looking at a team that's been a throttled-down team. They've been great in first halves all year. And we're going against a Jacksonville Jaguars team that is obviously not a very good team. They're not well coached. If I'm Urban Meyer, I'm not playing Robinson unless I'm absolutely certain he's ready to go. He's such a young, talented player that why risk it in a game that you're not going to win? You're not going to beat the Buffalo Bills this week. Your season's over at 1-6. Why risk this guy? And maybe, it's Urban Meyer, so I don't trust him to do the right thing ever in any scenario, on the field, off the field. But I just wouldn't play him. And therefore, Carlos Hyde should be the lead back. I like Carlos Hyde. His best days are behind him. I don't know why. I don't know why everyone wouldn't love Buffalo, even at 2 touchdowns. They're just a vastly superior football team that has had no problems, running up scores on teams this year. And I don't think that'll be any different this week.
Dennis Garcia is on Jacksonville plus 14. Gerald Jones says double-digit favorites covering 70% of the time the last 3 years in the NFL. Brady says, when is the last time you saw me bet a minus 14? JT says, should be a Bills blowout. Pocket quarterback Lamar Jackson says, Jaguars upset. Dennis Strutzy said, Bills crushed the Texans, Washington Chiefs, and covered against the Dolphins, which 3 of those teams are unequal of the Jags. Look ahead spot to the Jets. Says, not sure why they don't crush here. It's a 14.5, by the way, at Bet365 right now. The book that we use to look at market movement, they've had problems for the last couple of weeks, and they're not. I don't know what's going on with them. It's been a pain. I might have to move over to the Action Network. Slatsy says 4-0 Leafs final. Says you hit your side. I called 4-1. I said it would be a 4-1 final. It was very, very, very close. Mr. Funmonk says this line should be Buffalo minus 10, so the line is inflated, which is obvious why. So I can't get you is there a 7 first half available? I find that very hard to believe that there would be. Let's check that out right now.
I just refreshed mine, and I got it at Pinnacle at minus 118.
Okay, yeah, no, Pinnacle is let me pull up Pinnacle right now. So is this a spot that you are interested in doubling up?
Yeah, I want that 14. I'm definitely taking the first half at minus 7.
All right, let's see.
I want that 14, though.
Let's get over to Sunday here at Penny and get NFL. Here we go. Just going on the Pinnacle site here. So here we go. Bills. So 14.5. It's 14.5 at Pinnacle right now. So
I'm just going to take the 7 at the half for now. It's probably the 14.5 is probably going to get further, but I'm good with the 7.
Okay, and you're getting the 7. 7 is available at minus 118. Minus 7 at minus 118. So let's get Bebsie in on that now. That makes a ton of sense, doesn't it?
The Bills have been excellent first half, and I don't expect the Jags to come out rock.
They have been excellent. This last week was the first time where we have not seen them. By the way, at Bet365, that's minus 125, so it's still available.
What is?
Vipe. Just that the 7 first half minus 125 is at Bet365. So I could bet this tonight as well.
I'm still. Or you don't use Pinnacle?
No, my local is Bet365, obviously, because Pinnacle is very sharp. It lets sharps play it, and you get the best juice. And my bookie wants to make as much money as possible, so he's a square book like Bet365. So you're always going to get a better number at Pinnacle, but you'll get bonuses at Bet365. So minus 118 at Pinnacle for Bebsie. Bills first half. Apologize for my son in the background. He's not feeling well, and he's obviously searching for titty. Bills first half -7 to -118 at Pinnacle. Oh, jeez, he's not pleased. He's nonplussed. I think the Bills first half does make sense. Huh. Jared says, sounds like a no-brainer to me. JT giving us a final score of 35-14. I wonder if it's just the Bills double-up spot. 99% of cash on the Bills. I'm certainly going to have to think this out. But clearly, if you want the Bills, you got to bet them as soon as possible because this number is just going to go up and up and up and up and up. JT says warm Jacksonville weather. I don't have it that warm. Because how is it only 64 Fahrenheit? It's only I must have looked. That can't be the case. I don't know why. It can't be that cold in Jacksonville. I'll double check the weather there. But Bebsie's on the board. First half -7 to -118 at Pinnacle. There's only 14.5 that I can find at this point. We'll see if there is a 14. CMAC in the house. Thank you for the dono, CMAC. Man, I love you, buddy.